Hello, we're going to do March's color palette character today, and I kind of have an idea already brewing in my head. I want to, obviously use that color palette, but I think I want to make her a dryad. So I want to give her like a skirt and a top separate for this one, I'm thinking. And I wonder if I give her like a skirt hike kind of a thing. And so we've got lots of like draping fabric and everything, or leaves or whatever I decide to make her skirt out of. And then just like a loose top. And then because she's a dryad, I don't really want to give her shoes. And then like her top could be like tucked in. And I want her to feel like really free-spirited or kind of carefree. What if I give her like a leaf in her hair, maybe even kind of like a bandana, but it's a leaf? That would be a pretty big leaf to be able to wear as a bandana, but I think it'd be kind of fun. And then her branch horns that I like to draw on my dryads. I kind of want to make them really like wavy and gnarly looking and just really fun. And then I want to give her some, that was a really big ear. I want to give her some like acorn earrings and like just little stuff hanging everywhere, like acorns and pine cones, maybe even just like foresty things, and really like wavy hair, maybe some leaves on her trinkets too, like leaves and acorns and all that fun stuff. And I do want to put like some braids in random spaces and like vines and stuff wrapping around. That's kind of the vibe I want to go for with this color palette. And now I just kind of have to think about where I would want the colors to go. So I'm wondering actually if because like with this one, I gave her blue skin because one of her colors was blue in her color palette. And I'm wondering if I actually kind of go that same direction and in using these, maybe give her green skin. That was an option I've been thinking about. Just make her look really naturey. So lots of green and earth tones, like, you know, our color palette. So I was thinking maybe green, and then for some contrast, giving her light hair and maybe something like that. So that is like kind of one of our options, except for I did forget to. She's got that bandana leaf that I forgot to color. But basically something a little bit like that for the colors. Another option would be maybe give her, use this gold color for her hair and using a little bit less fantastical by giving her more like human colored skin and like a more natural hair color. And then I could use the darker color, you know, like we could have like a gradient going on. And so those are the two options I'm kind of thinking. I am leaning a little bit more toward the more colorful one, just because I think doing the green skin might be kind of fun. I do have a character that I drew a very long time ago actually that has about this kind of coloration with like the olivey green skin and light hair, although I think hers wasn't as yellow toned, it was more pink. But I am kind of leaning toward this one, though I wonder, I'm gonna try one more actually. I'm gonna move this one down here. I wonder if we do gold hair and then the white for the shirt, which I kind of like. I do like the light shirt. Or we could even do this, and then the gold could be like as it gets further down, it is more gold, and kind of go that route, which I kind of like that because it's very green heavy, which I mean they've all got green, but it's like even more green, which is very dryad-y to me. So I think I might go with this one. But those are our options. Let's kind of clean up her outfit and kind of get a better idea of what it would look like. I'm probably gonna toss these just for now, just because we don't really need them, and shrink that a bit. So I'm kind of trying to decide if her clothes should be made out of clothes or if they should be all plants or a combination. I'm leaning toward a combination just because I did make them cloth shaped. So, like I kind of do want to use some cloth, but whenever I think about dryads, I'm always thinking about what they would be using to use for their clothing. Same with fairies. I can never decide if I want to put them in like real clothes or like come up with naturey things that they could make their clothes out of. And I always end up doing kind of a combination of both, or, you know, it kind of just depends on what I'm making. Like the cherry tree dryad that I drew for the 1 hour character design challenge thing, like she was just wearing regular clothes. But then the quaking aspen tree dryad that I drew, I tried more to do nature things. So I think I'm gonna like combine the two for this and see what we can come up with. So kind of want to give her like really big but loose sleeves, light and breezy, and cinch it at the waist, maybe with, oh, it might be kind of fun and cool if it's almost like a twisty branch or something that wraps around. I don't know, that might be actually kind of annoying to wear, but it's fun and cool for our design, so we'll keep it for now. And then it could actually maybe play into our skirt hike, make maybe the skirt catches on the branch. Actually, hold on, if I make this into like a twist, then it can hold the skirt maybe, except for it would probably want to be more on the side. That's still kind of more on the front. I really do want it more on the side, but basically, you know, it's holding up the skirt. And then she's got acorns and stuff hanging off her little tree belt. I do want her to have like swirly vines and stuff on her. And her necklace, I want it to have maybe a pine cone right here and then acorns. And on her ears, maybe have some hanging acorns. And I do want her to have pretty long hair, just because in my brain, like, she wouldn't bother with cutting it. She'd just like let it be free and natural. And I do want these, like I said earlier, to be like really natural and full of twisty shapes. I don't know, that's kind of what I'm thinking about, like that's what I'm thinking about, the smaller details. Obviously we don't have every single detail carved out, but I think that's enough to go on for me to do more of a rough sketch, an underlayer sketch. But I have to think about pose. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna do the portrait first because I did that last time and I liked that little bit of extra something. So I'm gonna do that again. Alright, so this is kind of what I was thinking. It's just very green and nature-y. And I decided to put multiple leaves back here. Just because I thought that would be kind of a fun silhouette, kind of, that should have like multiple leaves coming up in the back like this. I don't know, I just thought that would be kind of cute. But yeah, that's kind of the vibes that I'm going for. So now let me think of a pose. I think that this might be about where I decide to settle on a pose. Now I just have to refine it, make it a little bit more readable. Alright, so here we are after the line art, and now I'm just going to do some color. I'm gonna quickly put some flat colors on here, and then we can adjust the colors if we need to, now that I have like all of the details drawn out, just to make sure everything fits. But this is the one we were going for, so let's put those colors on here and then see where we're at. Alright, so here's our flat colors. Oh, sorry, my cat has the zoomies, so you might hear him running around in the background. But here are our flat colors, and I'm really happy with them. Now I'm going to add some blush and a little bit of shading just to help like the shadowy areas stand out from the lighter, you know, the purpose of adding shading. But yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I like the way that the colors turned out. I mixed a bit of colors a little bit, like I had on her skirt. You can see like her shirt color is like fading into the skirt, and a little bit of that gold color is fading in her shirt to more of that olive color, and just a few things like that I'm just like fading around all within like this original color palette, but just kind of hoping to tie all of the colors together through a little bit of mixing. But yeah, so blush. I was gonna do a little bit of blush. I think that blush is my favorite thing to do with skin because it just makes it feel more like skin. Just having all the different like color variations and stuff. And for her blush, I'm using a more saturated and darker color of her skin tone, and I might fade it out a little bit more than this because this is a little bit saturated. So yeah, I might just fade it like that a little bit and just add it anywhere where I feel like blush would make sense. So like on her ears and on her nose. Sometimes I'll use blush when I'm adding blush. I'll like darken some shadow areas with the blush. I usually go back over those spots later anyway with the shadows, but I don't know, I just think it helps. So I've merged it into, so I've got her skin on a separate layer, her clothes on a separate layer, her hair, the wood from her horns and her belt, and the acorns and like the leafy green things. And then I'm gonna go and add some shadows. And then I'm gonna go back in with this medium blend on a low opacity, kind of the larger size, and just kind of fade it out just a little bit. Kind of make it a little bit softer. So I usually do that like right in the middle of the face and at the edges where I just feel like it would be a little bit brighter but still in shadow. And I like to do it this way so I kind of keep those lines, those hard lines from when I put the shadow down, but it softens the look still. Oh, and I forgot to put some shadow over here. And then I'm gonna go through and do that kind of same thing on her clothes and everywhere else. It's really fun to do it on clothing because it has all of those like wrinkles and folds and stuff. And then I'll go back in and do that erasing thing, probably right here because it feels a little dark. And then a lot of the time, if I want to make something that's a bigger project than this, I'll go over and do 2 or sometimes even 3 layers of shadow, but in different spots and at different levels of detail, and then do that slight erasing, and it just helps things look really nice. I think I'm only going to do 1 for this project though, because I think it looks good with 1. And with her hair, I want to keep it pretty light, so what I'm probably going to do is I'm just going to darken it a little bit, just in this like behind her area. I don't know what to call that. Just like this immediate area behind her, just to kind of give it a little bit of dimension, but not to shade it too much. So a lot like that. And these branches. And finally, like the best part, I'm gonna put some little highlights in her eyes. Alright, so this is where we are, all finished. I think she's so fun, she's so cute, she's so like very dryad-y in my opinion. She looks very much like a dryad, and I'm very happy with that because I love dryads. And I love green, so I love how green it is. I don't know, I'm really happy with this design. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my new like background that I am trying. I don't know, I did it and I thought it was fun, so I thought I'd use it. But yeah, so I hope you guys have a wonderful week and I'll see you later. Bye.